Welcome to the next lecture of HTML basic coding. In today's lecture, we will discuss how to create tables in HTML. This video will be about HTML table creations and how to format a table, its alignment and margin, padding, how to align your table, talk about border as well. So there are different things. So let's jump to the Notepad++. I have opened this default code. Without wasting further time, let's jump to the code. So in order to create a table in HTML, you have to use the tag table, starting table tag and then the ending table tag. So it will create a table for you. But first we must know that what is table. Table is basically the combination of rows and columns. Like when we combine the rows and columns in order to save our data, we use table. So table is basically used in order to manifest our data or save our data in a visual form, and this data will be saved in the form of rows and columns. So how to create those rows and columns will be shown to you now. In order to create one single row in a table, you need to have a tr tag, a starting tr and then an ending tr. So this will create a row. Then in a single row, what goes inside it, it's called data. So how to show data? Then it will be created by the tag td, starting td and then the ending td. But as you may be aware of the fact that a table has also headings, like for example, I have data for one heading, then another heading for another data, and then the third one, and so on for different data. So for example, if I want to create headings in a table, then how I can do it? It's by having a th tag, starting th tag and then the ending th tag. So if you want to create, for example, 3 headings, then we will create 3 headings in this way. For example, I want to give the name, for instance, channel name. This is our first heading. And let's suppose our second heading is course name, and our third heading is, for instance, region. Then in a single row for 3 headings we need 3 datas. What's the channel name will goes in this td. For example, the channel name is Geek. So this will be our one data, but we need to create 2 more for other 2 headings. And how we can do this? This is by having 2 more tds. And the course name is basic HTML coding basics. This is our course name, and the region, for instance, is Asia. So this will be our region. So this will create a full-fledged table, but we will have to format it in order to make it look good, and we will do some formatting in it. Let me run it in Google Chrome so we can see the effect. As you can see that the channel name is Tech Geek, the course name is HTML Coding Basics, and the region is Asia. For example, let me embed some more data in order to make it look a bit more good. And let me create one more row, and this time let me give it a different channel name. For example, I have another channel by the name of motivational speeches, and you can do it its main title. In the region, let me remain it as Asia, and let me create one more. So there is another channel I have by the name of lunch recipes, and lunch recipes with chicken. So this is my main title of that channel. In the region, let it be Asia. So this has created 3 rows with data in it. Now I will have to format it. In order to format it, we have to go to our internal CSS. Then how I can do formatting? I will use the name of the table, or you can simply type table, open brace and then closing brace. And what will I do that I will give it a border. For example, border 2 pixel solid black. As you can see that my table has got a border. For example, I want to give to my th my table heading and table data as well. As you can see, our table has got border, our outer table has got border, and our inner tds has also got their borders. I can also give some width to our table. For example, if we think that this is a small table and we want to increase its size, then we can make even its size 100%. 100% width means that it will occupy the whole window. As you can see that it has occupied the whole window. But for instance, if I want to make it up to, let's say, 80%, or you can say that let me make it 60%. So as you can see that our table has got the width of 60%. Now I want to give some padding inside our TDs. Padding means that the distance between the text and the border. So for this reason, I can do one thing. For example, I want to give padding to my TH and TDs. Then I will use those tags and I will make its padding to become, for example, 15 pixels. As you can see that the distance between the text and the border has become increased. The text in the TDs is by default on the left side. As you can see that all the text is on the left side. If we want to change it to make it to the center or right, we can use another property by the name of text align center. You can make it also to the right, but let me make it to the center. Now I want to give some border spacing between two borders, the inner TD and the table. So for instance, the border spacing I want to give 10 pixels. So if I run it, you can see that the space between this border and this border has been increased. Now I want to actually merge the outer border with the inner one and collapse it. So I will use the property border collapse is equal to collapse. So as you can see that the border has been collapsed and it is converted to one border. Now I want to give some more formatting to my table. For example, I want to make my table to the center, because now as you can see that it's not to the center. So here I will use the property margin and I will give it auto. Margin auto means that justify your table to the center. Like auto means that give equal space from left and right. So when I refresh it, so as you can see that our table has been pushed to the center. After it, I want to give some background color to my TDs or rows. For example, I can use one property tr colon nth-child even. Don't worry, I will explain it to you now. This means actually that the row which is even, like for example, not first row but second, fourth, sixth, eighth, 10, those number rows will got CSS here, and rows with having nth-child mean the number of row, nth-child mean the number of row, for example, to the odd ones 1, 3, 5, 7, I want to give some CSS here. So for instance, let me give some background to the even rows. Background color. So let me take from Google some good color. For example, HTML color codes. When I open this site, so let me find some good color. For instance, if I use this color, or if I use this color and copy it, and for my odd rows I will use another color. For instance, let me give this a little bit gray one. So now our all even rows will become of having background color this one, and odd rows with background color this one. Let me run it. So as you can see, this is the odd row, this is the first row, so it got the gray color, and this is the even row, so this got a light yellow color. Now for instance, I want to give background color to my heading, so I will use th tag, and let me give it some background color. And if I use the color codes again, and I take this one, for instance, so our th row has got the background color of dark gray color. Now I want to change the color of its text because it's not looking good, so let me make it to the white, #fff, so the text will become a white one. So this was about our table. Now after it we will discuss Colspan and Rowspan. That what is basically Colspan and Rowspan and what's its effect in tables. Two other important properties in table is Colspan and Rowspan. For example, I want to increase the columns for this th. For example, Colspan is equal to 2. How you can do it? We will use the property Colspan is equal to 2. It means that I want to increase the column for this heading by 2. It will alternatively means that this th will have more columns than this one. So let me run it. So as you can see that this th has more call as compared to this, although by default this has got more, but as you can see that this has got two calls. One is for lunch recipes and next one is for motivational speeches. Another important property is a row span. For example, I have this th, or for example this one, and I want to increase its rows. By default these two has got the same rows, but if I were to increase the rows of one of them, then I will use the property Rowspan is equal to, for example, 5. So it will mean that this th will have more rows as compared to the upper one. As you can see that the course name, I have given the Rowspan to this tr, and it has got more rows as compared to this one, because this channel name has got this row and the course name has got more rows as compared to the upper channel name. So this was about HTML table. Hope it helps you guys, and see you in next lecture.